What is up, my friends? Welcome to Rebel and Create's Craft of Fatherhood podcast. I'm your guide, Ned Shout. I believe fatherhood has the power to change the world simply by knowing who you are and embracing the adventure of fatherhood. I'm doing these Friday podcasts a little differently. I'm trying to keep them shorter. I'm also doing them in a little mini series, so maybe 3, 4, 5 weeks. I'm going to talk about the same topic just to keep them nice and short. Last month I talked about the language we use, the words we use, and how to take action to make change in the way that we speak to our family. This month I'm going to be talking about a reset. Do you feel like you need a reset as a family? Now, in the last 12 months, a couple major things happened for us. One, we sold everything and we moved to Hawaii. And frankly, I thought that was going to slow our life down a bit, that it would change a few things. We'd be less tied to chaos. The other thing that happened was in the last 6 months, I remember being in the house one day and my daughter Presley was just really keyed up. I could just tell she's kind of like, going through the house and like really just like a lot going on in her body. And I paused. I'm like, dude, what's going on? And she's like, Dad, I'm just so stressed right now. Now, in that moment, it was like me looking into a mirror. I'm like, you're 12. You are a reflection of me. The reason why those words, this body language, this feeling is even inside you is something that I have created. And it really hit me with, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this to my kids. I don't want my kids to feel the way that I feel sometimes, like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. So the last few months I've been feeling like, man, we really need a reset. Now, dads, I'll tell you, when we first moved here, I did a 2-day trip with my kids. We went to a hotel. We did kind of like a little family retreat. First time I ever did it, and it was great. There was such good connection, and we had created some core values and some things that were important to us, and it was great. But now, it's not like that was just a one and done. So now I'm feeling like we need it again. And so I want to ask you, do you feel like your family needs a reset? Maybe there was a move. Maybe there's been some school change. Maybe there's a job change or needs to be a job change. Maybe you're just feeling complacent and comfortable and like every day is the same. And you're waking up going like, this is my life, versus waking up and being like, this is my life. Now, I will not say that I have this figured out. I feel as though our family's in the middle of a reset right now. But step one here, I just want to talk about a realization. Do you feel like you are stuck in a routine that maybe you didn't fully choose, or maybe you did choose it and now you're wanting to make some changes in that? You're wanting to pause and go, hang on a second. Why are we doing life this way? And maybe it's something minor. Maybe there's some, you're missing family dinners, or you're not doing the once a week thing as a family you either wanted to do, you thought you'd do, or you'd like to do. So my challenge to you, first and foremost, is you are the leader of your home. That doesn't mean that you're this patriarchal, this is where we're headed, everybody, but you can pause and reflect. Now, the real conviction I have around this is I used to work in churches and I'd see the pastor go take 2 or 3 days to go kind of see what he wanted to do for that year. I see CEOs go and take a few days of, okay, where am I taking this company? That CEO may not be the CEO of that company forever. That pastor may not be the pastor of that church forever, but you are the only dad that family will call dad in the way that you are today, right? The way that you were designed, you were laid in, you were given the opportunity to lead. How much more important is that for you to pause and go, okay, where are we headed? So my challenge to you over the next 7 days is to just pause. I don't care if you go take a long car ride, you go sit by the ocean, you go sit by a lake, you go sit by a river, you go and take a pause for an hour or two and just reflect. Where have we been the last year? How's COVID impacted us? How are the kids doing? How's my wife? How are the kids feeling? Pause and reflect. How am I feeling? What did I think I would be doing at this part of my life? What do I want to be doing? And I challenge you to write it down. Write down, what are you feeling? What are you thinking? What comes to mind as you're pausing to reflect about where you've been, where you are, and where you'd like to go. Once you do that, come back next week and we will talk about what that next step looks like. If you're feeling like you need a reset, you need a little shift change, you want to do some thinking about where you're headed, go set aside some time for yourself. It is one of the most important things, and this also isn't a one and done. This is something that I got to do regularly. I'm in the middle of a reset with my family right now. It doesn't mean some huge crazy overhaul. It just means a pause and reflection. Go spend some time with yourself. Most of the answers are inside of each of us. It doesn't mean we go solve it alone, do it alone, but it has to start with you setting aside some time. So pause and reflect. Okay, if you haven't checked out the Kickstarter campaign for the children's book that I created called The Adventure of Fatherhood, please go check it out on my Facebook, my Instagram, my LinkedIn. Email me. Go to the website, rebelandcreate.com. There's a new website coming out, adventureoffatherhood.com. And I created this children's book to connect fathers to their sons. A dad-daughter version's coming out next, and to help fathers see who they are. But I can't create this alone. I can't bring it to life alone. I need all of you to come order a book for yourself, order a book for a friend. Let's make this thing happen. Hey, my brothers, remember who you are. Remember that you matter. Fatherhood matters. Your kids need you. They don't need the guy next door. They don't need somebody else. They need you. Your kids are half of you. So make sure you are engaged with knowing how important you are and showing up for your kids each and every day. This is your guide, Ned Shout. I look forward to hanging out with you next time.